Replace us!
This American nerve point, more exposed, more raw than we have seen in generations. Reaching a boiling point last year in Charlottesville.
This terrorism is homegrown. Homegrown apple pie American terrorism. We have to understand that terrorism is terrorism.
Now comes comedic relief with the sharpest of edges.
What can I do you for?
Well, since you asked, I hate blacks.
Spike Lee's newest film, BlacKkKlansman, based on, of all things, a true story.
I'm happy to be talking to a true white American.
God bless white America.
1978, Colorado Springs, Colorado. A black cop infiltrates the KKK. And as depicted in the movie, buddies up to an unsuspecting David Duke, then Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan.
Today we are privileged to be among white men and white women.
In his unapologetic and about as subtle as a shotgun style, Lee links America's ugly past with race to her uncomfortable present.
The whole goal going in was connect this film that takes place in the 70s with what's happening today. And Agent Orange, David Duke, and the neo-Nazis gave me a coda.
You're referring to?
The President of the United States.
President Trump.
I call him Agent Orange.
I want to thank you so much for never putting your country second. America first.
Some of the language in the film seems to be lifted from today's political rhetoric.
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first.
This film directly takes on President Trump and his initial refusal to renounce hate groups.
I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either.
You're not a fan of President Trump, like many people in America. Mm-hmm. You take unfair shots at him in this, do you think?
I did not tell Agent Orange to make that statement. He did that.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Why should there be any deliberation when you choose between peaceful protesters and hate groups?
How do you propose to make this investigation?
Well, I've established contact and created some familiarity with the Klansman over the phone.
BlacKkKlansman is the Hollywood take on Ron Stallworth's book about his time as a police detective investigating the KKK.
How in the world did you come up with the idea to infiltrate the Klan?
I was talking to Ken Odell, the local Klan organizer, on the phone, and told him that my sister had recently dated a so-called N-word. I hate that term, but had recently dated one, and every time he put his filthy black hands on her pure white body, it made me cringe. And I wanted to do something to stop that abuse of the white race. His response to me was, "You're just the kind of man we're looking for. When can we meet?" That's when...
Only in America.
Yeah, that's when I thought, okay, what have I gotten myself into? I got to do something.
A black man infiltrating the KKK sounds like something from this famous Dave Chappelle skit about a black white supremacist. But in this case, Stallworth says it actually happened. He still carries his Klan membership card with him today.
I have a warped sense of humor. If I'm ever in a fatal car crash, some poor cop's going to come up on my mangled black body, go through my personal effects, find that card, and just freak out.
John David Washington, Denzel Washington's son, plays Stallworth in the movie.
How was it for you as a young black man relating to the story about a young black man from the 1970s? Did it seem familiar?
And that language of hate did. I mean, I was called the N-word by a white person in North Carolina when I was 10 years old.
And you remember that still?
Yeah. But I have a lot of fond, great memories of North Carolina too, so that's just one.
I'm not risking my life to prevent some rednecks from lighting a couple sticks on fire.
Stallworth needed a stand-in, of course, for the face-to-face meetings, so a white officer agreed to go undercover.
I'm going to get you your membership card so you can go to the cross burning and get in deeper with these guys.
In the movie, Adam Driver plays his white counterpart.
Have a seat. Once they send you your membership card, you'll be able to participate in all our programs.
Stallworth even managed to get David Duke himself on the phone.
Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. That David Duke?
Yes, that Grand Wizard and National Director, yeah.
How'd you get David Duke on the phone, of all Klansmen?
I've always had a philosophy, why should I waste time talking to the lowest rung on the totem pole when I can go directly to the top?
I consider you a true white American hero.
Is there any other kind?
No, sir.
If he wasn't who he was, you could have the type of guy you would want to sit down, have a drink with, talk about whatever.
I'm just happy to be talking to a true white American.
Amen. It seems like there's less and less of us out there these days.
But it's when the subject of race came up, Dr. Jekyll became Mr. Hyde, the monster in him was unleashed, and he was off and running.
Topher Grace plays David Duke.
I knew if there was anyone I could do it for, and I don't mean anyone, I mean if there was one person that could, that I feel comfortable doing it with, it'd be Spike.
I just had to put him at ease and say, look, no one's gonna think that this is you speaking. This is David Duke.
There are moments in that movie where he looks like and he sounds like the David Duke of 1978. It was uncanny for me.
I've interviewed Duke. Topher captures the equally charming, charismatic, and calculating white nationalist I've sat across from.
For those who would dismiss you as men stuck in the past, you say what?
I say with the future.
Duke has mastered the art of intellectualizing what history long ago deemed indefensible. Duke is back in the headlines, front and center at last year's rally in Charlottesville, as documented by Indy Star reporter.
We are determined to take our country back. We're going to fulfill the promises of Donald Trump. That's what we believed in. That's why we voted for Donald Trump.
While President Trump has disavowed any affiliation, Duke remains a vocal supporter of the president.
Do you hope that President Trump sees this movie?
First of all, I'm not going to the White House. I ain't going, but
I'm thinking the invitation probably is not in the mail, so just saying.
I would have no problem him and David Duke seeing it because they're in it. They're in the film.
For all the dark humor, creative cinematography, BlacKkKlansman is chilling. It's not Hollywood, it's hard truth. A new take on one of America's oldest sins.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.